What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Business of Strength podcast. I'll be your host today, Dan Goodman, and I am joined by a very special guest and an overall great dude, Nick Cassano. Some of you might know him as Nicky Cass. Nick has been training at the gym for quite a while. He has an unbelievable story of turning a passion into a true profession, which is what the Business of Strength is all about. Nick is also going to be our keynote speaker at our upcoming event, the Sales Summit, on January 9th and 10th at Hotel Nyack. The details for that event can be found in today's show notes. Without further ado, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Nick, welcome to the show, man. Oh yeah, we gotta get a real handshake. Oh yeah, let's go.
Like men. What's up, man?
Dude, thanks for being here, man. Obviously, we were on the gym floor throwing weights around just 2 hours ago, and now we're here in our makeshift studio with our guy, Matty Simmons. But thank you for being here, man.
Dude, first of all, I'm not going to let you just say thank me for being here without me saying something. The second I started coming to Varsity House, like, without being too dramatic, just changed my life in a very positive way, because no matter what happens, I'm here every morning, and I just want to thank you for making a space that's close to my house that I can look forward to every morning. You guys got the best trainers down there. Everybody's just fun to be around. Like, everybody just gets it, and it's just a very tight-knit, incredible thing you've built. So thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Thank you, man. It's always refreshing to see you on the training floor getting after it. You've started a movement, not only online, but in the gym, 100 reps and no cookies till
no
Christmas.
Cookies till Christmas.
Yeah.
100 buys, 100 tries, no cookies until Christmas.
Dude, so, I mean, everybody knows Gracie's on the show, too. But
she's on people are like, is he playing
what
with
the
his
hell's
balls?
going on here? But, you know, for the people that don't know you, freaking sleep under a rock, you know, who is Nick Cassano? Like, where'd you come from, man? What's going on?
So I grew up 15 minutes from here in Rockland. Played baseball my whole life, was always kind of like the funny guy in the friend group, and never really thought that was like a gift or a talent. And you know, on the bus I was making jokes, and like coach would be yelling at us and I'd say something and the whole group would laugh, and then coach starts laughing. Like, I was that kid. And I always was just like in tune to like making videos and writing and creating stuff, because I just love to do it. But I had a passion for fitness. And to make a long story short, like a 2-minute synopsis of the last 7 years, I was in college playing baseball, fell out of love with the game, and kind of was like lost, didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I always loved to make these like videos and make people laugh. So I was working in the gym. I got my certification through ISSA. I was training clients like out of my garage. I was training clients at the school that I was at in college. And I was always like very entrepreneurial, and I think that's it is me. Like, I am an entrepreneur. I don't really, I've never cultivated it. Like, I just always have been that way and never really realized it until, you know, we're sitting here. But I was training a bunch of clients, and then my friends were like, yo, you should start posting these videos you send us on the internet. And
it was like Snapchat videos?
Snapchat.
with the face?
Yeah.
I remember those.
Or I would like put my hat like this and be like, what's going on, cuz? Today I'm going to teach you how to make fucking grilled chicken. And like do these stupid videos.
That's awesome.
Yeah, send them to my friends, and they'd be like, yeah, I'll post it. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. So I'll never forget one night, 7:52 p.m. on a Wednesday at SUNY New Paltz University. I was a sophomore in college, right before COVID. I was in the gym by myself, and I made like a quick 35-second video. I posted it on TikTok. Didn't think anything of it. The next day I woke up, it had 2 million views.
Holy shit.
I was like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on? Can I swear on here?
Of course.
Okay.
Are you kidding me?
All right.
We were talking about Gracie licking your balls 2 minutes ago. Yeah, we're good.
And so I kind of just like freaked out. And once the pandemic hit, you know, I've always just kind of, and I'm blessed by God to have this makeup. Like, I'm very optimistic. I'm very positive. I can't sit in the low for too long. So after about a week, I was like, all right, man, like, I got to start making people laugh. I got to start, like, selfishly for me too, like, I got to get out of this headspace that I'm in. So I started making these videos again. And it just kind of kept me going. Like, day by day, I'd make a video a day. And, you know, I never really knew where I was going, but I knew like exactly where I was going, because the videos were like doing well. And for whatever reason, like I just kept sort of doing them for my own personal enjoyment, and I just felt like it was the right thing to do. Can't really explain the feeling why, but that's what it was. And then, you know, Barstool got a hold of my stuff. They started posting it, and I was waking up with like 70,000 new followers a day.
It's crazy.
Like my idols reaching out, making friends with my idols, doing the most insane things. And I'm just so blessed and grateful to be in this position. And the last 3.5 years just been a whirlwind, but it all started with just like, and still does, like just purely out of making people laugh, meeting good people, and helping others like in any way I can.
It's awesome. You know, that is, you know, you see your story, and I know you and I have talked about it, and we're going to delve into it. But before we get into like really how you turned it into a business and where you're going to now, I know social media can be a very strange place. So you go from like total obscurity, hanging out with your buddies, sending stupid videos, and all of a sudden you have viral videos literally overnight.
Yeah.
What's been the weirdest business inquiry that's hit your DMs? You don't have to use names or brands unless you want to, but what's been the weirdest business proposition for Nicky Cass?
I had someone reach out that wanted me to go to Costa Rica for like a vacation and like bring people with me and like sell tickets to go on vacation.
Like a fire festival.
Probably like something like it was like you go you go on vacation and you bring some of your fans, and there's a DM that I got and
they were going to pay you.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm old school Italian. I don't go on vacation with no fans. There was that happened actually a couple times. I guess it's a business model that works like for the right group, like if you're a travel influencer or something, and the company seemed legit. It just like, it was just obscure. Like I never really thought about that. And then, you know, I get a lot of the feet stuff.
Actually?
Yeah. Emails.
That's a real, I mean, dude. That's
DMs. Funny weird. Story. My one of my good buddies, he professional athlete, and he'll remain nameless, but I got him set up on Cameo. And this was like 2.5 years ago. And he was like charging whatever price to get a Cameo from this guy. And he calls me and he's like, "Hey bro, am I supposed to keep my feet like center in the camera when I do these, or am I supposed to?" And I was like, "What?" He goes, "Bro, all the requests I've been getting have been for like my feet."
It's fucking bizarre.
He's like, "They don't ask you for your feet?" I'm like, "Bro, they never asked me for my feet." Dude. He did like 5 of them, just like, "Hey, happy birthday!" His fucking feet come in the video.
Yeah. Happy graduation.
Yeah, literally. But that's been the extent of like the weird. So I also don't check like my DMs very much.
Yeah, you can't.
Nah, I can't, man.
You can't.
I get hundreds of them a day.
So when you have this thing growing, you have all this attention, obviously money is attracted to attention. You're making videos with buddies, things catch on, Barstool sees it, followers are blowing up. How did you start making money off of it? Like, how was it an aha moment? I know you talked about being entrepreneurial, but did you sit down and be like, okay, this is my business plan?
Yeah.
Like, what did that look like?
Yeah, so as much as I was entrepreneurial, I guess, like, I loved, like, I'm just a hustler. But I'm not a hustler for the money. I'm a hustler for the game of hustling. Mm-hmm. So, like, for me, I never, like, any sort of, like, win, right? Like a video does well, or like someone reposts it, like that's what I fed off of more so than like, oh, I'm gonna make a ton of money doing this, because like I don't hold, as weird as it sounds, like I hold very little value to money, and I don't chase it, because I found that if you chase it, it fucking runs. And so like I've always focused on just like playing the game every day. And the reason I say that is because at the time I couldn't see the business opportunity. One, because it was so easy for me to make these videos, and I couldn't fathom something so easy getting paid for it. And that, like, it made me feel almost dirty to like accept money for something that I could just do with my eyes closed. And so I started on Cameo. Like, Cameo had reached out and we were like, you can make personalized videos, charge a fee. And I'm like, all right. And it's the way I thought back then, which is just hysterical. I was like, I'll charge $6 per Cameo, and I'll do maybe 3 or 4 of them a day. I'll pay for my bacon, egg, and cheese and coffee in the morning, and then I'll have some left over
It's gone to eggs and spinach.
Eggs and spinach.
Right before the show.
Shout out Jamie Pasquin for that one. And then later in the day, I'll pay for my Chipotle. So I'm making cameos just so I could eat. Bro, 150 requests in less than 24 hours later.
That's crazy.
I'm slaving. I'm like, how you doing? What's good? How you doing? And I'm just like, how you doing? My voice is gone. And so we're like jacking up the price. And thank God.
Supply and demand.
Yeah, supply and demand. Thank God for my father, because he was always the one that kind of pushed me towards like, hey, you have a real opportunity here. But I'm the kind of guy that sometimes needs to touch the stove to see that it's hot. And he already knew that the stove was hot. So once I see that there's 150 requests, like, because in my mind, again, like, it's so easy. Why the fuck would anybody want to pay for this? Like,
you would do it for free.
I would do it for free.
Yep.
Like, I'd love doing it. And now that I saw the demand, I'm like, all right, like now let's go. So I raised the price up to like $120 a cameo. And I'm cranking out 20, 30, 40 a day. And around Christmas time, I'm sitting with the most money. Like I said, I hold no value to money, and that's a bad thing and a good thing, because there's a good thing because you attract a lot of it. It's a bad thing because you spend a lot of it. And so I couldn't rub 2 nickels together. And now I'm sitting with all this money in my bank account, and I'm like, huh.
It was a good Christmas that
year.
Yeah,
it was good. I'm buying my mom Gucci sunglasses. My dad, I'm buying him this fucking nice ass watch.
That's awesome.
My sister gave her $1,000 cash. I'm like, yo, everybody. But that's what fueled me. Like that, I was like, oh, I could do like the kind of shit that I've always dreamed of, like taking care of people. And when I started to like see all these things, I had a negative view of what money and fame was, because all I knew was like greed, being conceited, cocky, being in the limelight. And like my perception changed once I realized that I could use money to do incredible things for other people. And then in a combination with like, something just clicked in November of 2021, where a lot of things in my life were like, that I had were kind of gone. I lost my godmother. My ex-girlfriend broke up with me, and like it was like my first kind of girlfriend heartbreak sort of thing. COVID, I couldn't leave the house because my godmother had lung cancer. So we had to take her to appointments, and I can't go out there in COVID. God forbid I get it. She gets it's gonna be a problem. And so it was like there's no better time than now. Like this is the mindset that I was kind of in. And November 2021, I started Nick Cassano Media. I sat down, I typed out, and I've always been this way. Like with anything I do, I'm big on like pillars, personal mission statement, and we can get into that. But I'm like, what does it mean to work at or work with Nick Cassano Media? And I wrote down all the pillars, who we are, what we do. And I got no fucking employees. It's just me.
I love that.
I'm like,
but it gives you an anchor.
100%, absolute, and direction and vision. And from that down in my bedroom, I didn't know where the fuck I was going. I didn't know what the fuck. Like for me, when I say hustler, again, it's about the game. So if I got a sports card that you want to buy, I'm trying to find the best deal possible for me and you. And that's what I kind of get off of. I never knew like, LLC, S Corp, all this. So I don't know the technicality. So from that day on, it was like, fucking whirlwind, dude.
No, I love it. Backing up, and everybody most people that listen to this show regularly are strength coaches, people trying to make a living in the strength game. And I will never forget, we went down in 2011. We've talked on the show a lot. We went down, we spoke to Pat Rigsby about selling our services. And I'll never forget, in 2009, when I started doing this, quote unquote, for a living, I'll never forget people paying like with cash, check, whatever it was, running the credit card machine and be like, wait a second, you're going to give me this much money to teach you how to lift weights?
Yeah.
Because if I hit the lottery, I'd be doing this for fun and for free.
Yeah.
And how did you, because you obviously have, but how have you gotten beyond that seller's, because there's buyer's remorse, but there's also seller's remorse.
100%.
Like 100%. And when you think about it and what he told us, then it stayed with me. It's one of those like moments that just bang, hit me right in the face. He goes, Dan, do you believe in what you do? Of course, yes, I do. if somebody comes to your program and shows up 3 days a week, are you going to treat them well? Are you going to treat them with respect? Are they going to get the best of you? 100%. He goes, well, here's the deal. If you can't get them into your program by selling them, you cannot help them.
Right.
And that flipped the script for me, where it was like, wow, selling is helping. If I can help get somebody into our service program because I believe in it, then I can help them.
Yeah.
Same thing for you though right now. You know, you've stayed authentic to yourself, and I'm sure businesses would not be doing business with you if you weren't helping them.
100%. And I think, you know, there's a couple things to that. Number one, people buy from people that they like. And like, I pride myself on doing things the right way all the time. I give 10 times more than I ever take. And, you know, sometimes my dad's like, Nick, you're giving all this shit away for free. And I'm like, I know, man, but we have a little bit of a different perception on that. Not that he's like a money hungry, like he's not like that, but
he's protecting you. He's your pops.
100%. That's all it is. And, you know, I pride myself on being genuine, being authentic, and to that point, like that's my main priority, is like serving the client, helping someone else. Whenever we get on a call, whether we're doing some advertisements for X company, global brand, or like I'm doing one-on-one coaching with a small business or other creator that wants to grow their following, like I'm always of the position of like, how can I help you? And I mean that. And I think when you sort of fall in love with like that aspect of everything, there's real value in that, and there's real it's something that they can't get anywhere else, and value has a price. And so for me, like understanding, because guys like us, we're kind of like, we'll just yes, give, and you have to sort. And this is maybe the line in the sand, or the tough part of business is like, business is also fucking business. Mm-hmm. And so you have to understand the value that you bring to the table. And it's crazy because it's like, the more you care, the more you give, the more you help, the more your value goes up. And the more your value goes up, the more money that you make. But it always has to be centered around, in my mind, like, how can we serve the client? How can I serve whoever?
It's the law of reciprocity.
Yeah.
You know, you talk about influence, and there's different pillars of influence, and the law of reciprocity is that servant leadership. Mm-hmm. And, you know, with that, I mean, even with our friendship and as it's built, it's like, there's never an expectation, right? You could give, but you can't expect to receive. 100%. But you have to be open to it.
100%.
You have to be open to
100%.
the idea. And you know, I've caught that from you from the very beginning, which has been really cool. So everybody sees the success. You know, they see, you know, for people that don't know, how old are you? I know how old you are, bud.
24.
24 years
24
old.
In August.
When you told me that, when you started training here, you're 23, I'm like, holy shit, man, like super mature and like seemingly have it all figured out. And we all have stuff that we wish we could change and improve upon. But everybody sees the success from the outside looking in. What's like a moment where you were super embarrassed, or, you know, just a huge blooper that you've made, not as Nicky Cass, but as Nick Cassano, the entrepreneur?
Yeah. Oof. Man, I got a lot.
All right, let's
I missed a global meeting one time with a global entertainment company. I just forgot about the meeting, didn't show up. I was 21. I was in college. And it was a virtual meeting. I fucking completely missed it. And I felt so small and like so embarrassed because.
How'd you recover from that?
You're
sorry.
Like essentially, that's not how I conduct. That's a poor representation of my character. And I'm not going to tell you it won't happen again. I'm just going to show you that I'm here for the right reasons and I want to help. And then, you know, we ended up doing great stuff with them. But that was one. And then there's been a lot of times where I've met important people, or like people in the public eye that maybe I've looked up to or others look up to, and I can't even get a word out, and like I'll stumble over my words. I met someone on the Yankees before we started working with them, and I met him in an elevator, and I literally like in front of him, red, sweating. And he got out of the elevator. He was like, he gave me one of these.
It's going to be all right, pal.
And I remember just being like, holy shit, man. Like, I just completely embarrassed myself. It was the worst. But thank God, like, those kinds of moments where you feel that way, you can't really take it personally. You just kind of take it as a blow, and like, how can you learn from it so it doesn't happen again? So, yeah, those were two like really. I mean, and I've set meetings with people and forgot. I've done it to my own people that work with me, and I think like that was the biggest sort of struggle that I had, is transitioning into like structure, organization, routine, all these sorts of things that are a must if you want to run and operate a business or multiple businesses or do anything in life that's worth succeeding in. Like, you have to have structure and some sort of routine, and also be okay with delegating tasks to clear your head to make sure that you don't miss anything.
Why don't you talk about that a little bit? Let's unpack, like, what does the routine for you look like today?
Yeah. So every morning I wake up between 6 and 7. I'm big on sleep because I'm creative, and I have to, like, I put all my energy into the creativity, and that's draining, and I try to like limit the amount of decisions that I make throughout the day, and sleep is the only way to cognitively recover. So I prioritize that. It's a fucking superpower. So I wake up between the hours of 6 and 7.
What time do you go to bed?
10 and 11. So I'm not getting 8 hours every night, but I'm still making it a priority. And it's also too, like, the period that I'm in right now is a little bit of an unbalanced one, and I don't really think you find balance ever, but like right now is a little bit of a sprint, as opposed to kind of like we're moving into a new space. There's a lot of stuff that's going on. But anyways, wake up, look up, thank God for another day. I have my clothes picked out the night before. I actually put all my clothes up for the week on Sunday, so I just line up every outfit that I wear. 14
Less
outfits.
Decisions.
Yeah, 14 outfits for the week on Sunday. All my food's already cooked. My bag is in the car the night before. So all I have to do is get up, shorts, everything, brush my teeth. Sometimes I'll sauna if I wake up early enough, and then just kind of come here, get my lift in for an hour 15, shower. When I shower, I listen to like Tony Robbins or something that kind of puts good thoughts into my head, because I'm a huge believer in like what we think is who we are. And I always try to, there's a book called As a Man Thinketh, and it talks about your thoughts and your desires have to be in harmony with each other. So if I want to do X amount of dollars, or if I want to open up another location, I have to think of all the positive things about that process. I can't wait till I get in there. What's it going to look like? What's it going to smell like? Close your eyes, feel it.
Subconscious mind.
Yeah, like train the subconscious.
Yeah.
Train the subconscious. Envision yourself walking in, but like smell the fucking floor. Like, and I tell people this, but now I have to tell it to the right people, because otherwise they're like, what the fuck are you talking about? So I'm a big component of like kind of getting in the right headspace, and then on my commute to work, I either listen to music with no words, or I will just completely silent, because I want to sort of just like circulate the right thoughts, tell myself the right things. And then from like 9:30 to sometimes 5, sometimes 6, sometimes 7, sometimes fucking all night. Like I kind of got away from that grind mentality, because I think you could work hard at a lot of nothing. And so I try to be as effective and as efficient as possible. And I think sometimes that may be 4 hours in a day. And if that's all I could give, that's all I'm going to give. But I think I say that now, but in the beginning, I mean, I'm not sleeping. Like, you need to have that period.
Startup phase.
Yeah.
What is the entrepreneur? What is that brand? What is that business? What can people expect down the road? And that down the road might be next week, right? What's going on there?
Entrepreneur, I love it, man. So for me, the Nicky Cass, the skits, the funny stuff, all that is something that's a part of me. Like, making people laugh is a huge component of me. But I also, the world of social media and the business of social media is so much like the Wild West. And there's a lot of creators that have 500,000, 1 million followers that are still working full-time jobs, or teachers, or doing all these normal things. They're normal people with audiences that people are looking forward to seeing every day. And they have no direction. They don't have an agent. They don't know how to deal with a contract. They don't know how to make money. We do that very well. And so Entrepreneur is a brand that's there to help the next creator live their dream, because I'm doing the same. Like, it's basically all of my experiences and things that I've thought about, or things that make others think, that make me think. And the goal of it is really to help as many creators as possible, or anybody looking to, like, if you like to make sandwiches and you want to create content and make a living making sandwiches in your kitchen, you could do that today.
So you guys are you guys an agency? Are you taking a percentage of deals? Are you doing consulting services?
So it's a little bit of everything. We're coming out with something in the new year that's gonna be a very low barrier to entry for, like, the amount of value that you're gonna get. We're going to build a big community around it, and there's going to be like a chat feature. There's going to be mini courses that we're going to have. It's going to get updated weekly, bi-weekly. That's called Nicky Networks. You're going to have access to the people that I have access to. We're going to have monthly meetings together, and it's all going to be sort of like a subscription-based thing. And then there is like that consulting, that one-on-one coaching, that working with other creators, talent, and
I mean, I look
like
at
that.
one of your mentors, Gary Vee.
Yeah.
You know, started off as a sports fan.
Yeah.
Felt like athletes were underrepresented in with certain brands and on social media. Mm-hmm. And Vayner Sports started.
Yeah.
That was the inception of Vayner Sports, to getting athletes paid not only on the field but off the field.
Yeah, 100%. I think that again, it comes down to, for me, creating something out of the passion that I have for a specific thing and monetizing it. So, like, I'm super passionate about helping it's just a beautiful thing. Like, you'll never have to work a corporate job if you just trust us. Like, if you have an audience, we'll help you make money doing what you're doing. Like, it's just, to me, that's amazing. Like, that, it's so incredible. Yeah, we have one client who's a contractor. He owns his own business. Shout out to Steve Griggs. He's
Do you make the videos, the contracting videos? Like,
no. He does backyards, pools, and stuff like that.
Dude,
Yeah,
those are my favorite videos.
Those are good ones.
Great.
We got more of those coming. But no, he's 65 years old, man. Like, has like 25,000 followers on Instagram. Like, making more money because, like, the stuff we're telling him to do, it's amazing. Like, I love it.
And he's getting like brand deals.
That's
from, like,
phase two. That's phase two.
Okay. All right, he's just getting more eyes on what he's selling.
Yeah, he's all over the place. He's like one of them ADD guys, you know,
Okay.
like, let's try this, Steve. Yeah, let's do it. And then he'll go in another direction. So we kind of got to hone him in. But yeah, that's the future of that.
So now you've gone from being in, your bedroom, making videos, getting paid from advertising, from companies to use your platform to help sell their services. Now you are creating Entrepreneur and Nicky Networks, and I know you have team members.
Yeah.
You've just incurred office space.
Yeah.
Your footprint is growing.
Yeah.
Entrepreneurship, regardless, gym business, agency, whatever it may be, it's a wild ride. What's been a moment that somebody might be able to resonate with, where being like, man, I'm either going to freaking laugh or cry in this moment, that just is like, holy shit, I didn't expect something like this to happen.
Yeah. I never expected to feel so lonely. Like, I never felt lonely in my life until, like, you wake up and everybody goes to their job and you are your job. And you have to, like, no one's coming today, bro. You need to figure this, and this out. And if it doesn't get done, that's on nobody else but you. And I encourage, it's one thing to be a creator, right? Being a creator is a lot different from being an entrepreneur and a business owner. When you own a business, there's so much stuff. Obviously, I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but I just never expected to feel so alone sometimes, and not in a way that's like sad. You just feel fucking alone.
It's scary.
It's scary. Exactly.
Yeah, it's scary.
You feel like you're in a dark room and you don't know where the light switch is, and like, or a kid that doesn't know how to swim and someone fucking pushes you in a pool. Like there's a lot of that panic and anxiety that goes with it, which I didn't expect. But I'm thankful that I feel those things, because now I'm in tune to my routine. I'm in tune to the meditation. I'm in tune to my prayer. I'm in tune to putting good thoughts in my head, working out, like finding these things that are religion to me in my day. And then the other thing, I know you want to say something.
No, you're good.
A moment where I realized like that it's the most beautiful thing ever, entrepreneurship, is I was at an event. It was like a 3-4 day event, and I had my videographer Lucas with me, and Lucas is young. He was a freshman in college at the time, and I was overhearing him talking to somebody from across the table. We were like at a bar or something, and he said, any internship that I've ever gotten would never have given me the experiences and the knowledge I'm learning here. And bro, like even thinking about it now, I get like choked up. But I was like at the bar, and I'm like eating a sandwich, and I'm like, oh, fuck. Like I almost started crying, because it's real, man.
Yeah.
Like entrepreneurship gives you so many tools for life and impact to others. It's amazing. It's amazing. I wrote a paper on it.
Yeah, no,
in college.
It's what I wanted to ask you was, you talk about, I'm saying it, you're saying it's fearful and scared and lonely. Be more specific. What are you scared of? Like, what is it? Is it money? Is it this is going to run out? Not being able to make payroll? What are the things you're truly fearful of as it pertains to business? Not quicksand or spiders. I don't care. Like for me, it's always about chasing the man. Like I say all the time, like you can't. I've learned over the last 3 years, you cannot chase the success. You need to chase the man required for the success. I love that.
Good discipline, good habits, good thoughts, an abundance of love, relationships, opportunities. And my biggest fear is not becoming that person. And that's why I put so much effort in becoming that person. And I genuinely mean that. It sends chills down my spine. Like you make me feel alone for the rest of my life. I don't care. If I can't become the man that's required to have the things that I see and hear and in here, that's my biggest fear. And that's what I always run away, not run away from, but do the necessary things to ensure that doesn't happen.
It's man in the mirror.
100%.
Man in the mirror.
Every day.
Yeah, I love that.
Every single day.
So we've talked about this before, and you gave a rundown for our team when you did our in-service. Yeah. You're running a gym down the block, Nick's Gym.
Yep.
How are you using social media as a tool, or you're consulting the Varsity House, right? On how to get the word out. Like, how do we get more customers in the door using our digital footprint? Like, what's the advice?
I think it always comes down to, now content creation and growth is a formula. And for someone that's creative like me, it was hard to like figure out this formula and conceptualize it. But essentially the first thing I would say, and we can get into the formula if you want, but I usually charge people for that.
All right.
But the first thing I would always say is look at all the gyms that are closest to you in your area and see what kind of content they're putting out on social media, and then do something completely different. Like anything, to stand out. Like if someone's saying you want it, like, because now social media for the fitness game is you have a workout, right? You want bigger biceps? Try this, or read below, and it's all this
100 reps.
Yeah, no cookies till Christmas. But you see something? No cookies till Christmas is a story. Mm-hmm. No cookies till Christmas is something for people to follow.
Yeah,
like build something around that. When I say be different, I don't mean like film it differently. I mean build something around the thing that you're trying to get people to take part in and make them believe in it. A shoe is just a shoe until Michael Jordan put his foot in it. So for me, I'm always trying to, and that's exactly what happened with No Cookies until Christmas. I had this thing, right? And I want to get as many people on board in this thing as possible. So what am I going to do? I'm going to create a story, and I'm going to tell people all the story. And whoever wants to listen is going to listen. So whether it's something like every Friday you guys do a specific workout and you give away something to a winner, like, and you build this leaderboard, like anything that tells a story that people can cling to is what I would always say to anyone who has a business and is using social media to capitalize on it. That would be step one. So once I have this thing, whatever it is, let's just use, so Nick's gym is doing no cookies till Christmas. We're doing 100 reps a day, right? And I'm posting videos every day.
You post a new client every day doing it.
Yeah. No cookies until Christmas. You eating cookies today? Nah, I'm not even thinking about it. And you shouldn't be thinking about it too. Get in the camera and spread the story. And then once I start to get some traction, now I have data points. And this is where the analytical and the actual marketing comes into play. Once I've built the story, I could see who wants to read the story. So now when people engage on the stories, like the Instagram stories or the reels, they comment, I'll throw them a follow. I'll message them. Hey, you eat any cookies today? ? Now you've just established a touch point, a connection.
It's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
And you mean it. And you know, how do you grow a community? You got to give a shit about the community. And so I'm just putting out as many sort of lines in the water to see how many fish bite. And when I catch the fish, I'm not throwing it back. I want to talk to the fish. So the thing for me is create something that people are going to see, create the attention, and then capitalize on the attention through the different data points. Shoot them DMs, follow them back. Whoever views your story, hey, thanks so much for seeing this stuff. When December 25th rolls around, come by the gym. We're going to all eat cookies together. Now you've built like a bigger community.
Yeah, totally.
So that to me is, you have to get creative. You have to stand out, and you have to create a thing that people are going to want to tune into and also can feel something from it. Like if you're we'll just use no cookies till Christmas. I'm sorry if I'm going on a rant, but I just no cookies until Christmas, right? I'm Joe Bob. Man, I really need something to get me off the couch and get me in the gym. Oh, he's doing 100 reps a day. All right, let me get off the couch. Let me start. You need people to feel something and empower the person.
Dude, every day I've seen you, I'm like in the gym, like, dude, I'm doing my 100 reps today, because it's just something that is easily to digest and remember. 100%. And it's like, you know what? Like, I'm working out anyhow, so 100%. It's going to take an extra 5 minutes.
100%.
You know, like, what's the...
100%. Why do we use... And I think about this all the time. I read this book by Ryan something. It was a marketing book. And... I'm sorry, it was Seth Godin. Marketing genius.
Yeah. Purple Cow.
Purple Cow. Why are we using Apple computers as opposed to Microsoft Surface computers? Apple empowers us. When we have a MacBook, we think we could be whatever the hell we want to be. It's the device that empowers you. Now, I'm the hero in the story. The device isn't the hero. I'm the hero in the story. And I always try to think about that and relate it to the stuff that I'm doing. Sorry for that fucking rant.
I love that. You know, staying on the topic of Nick's gym, most people that listen to this show want to really be able to turn their passion for fitness and strength into a real profession, as I'm sure a lot of your people that might want to do business with Entrepreneurial, they want to be able to turn their passion for creating content into a real profession. What word of advice would you give somebody that's like on the fence? They're like half in, half out on the commitment level. And because I'm sure there's been people along the way, and I know you've got a supportive family that are just like, hey man, like, when are you going to get a real job?
Yeah.
You know, like, when are you going to, like,
I get it all the time.
Dude, I mean,
my aunt's like, Orange Theory's hiring.
Dude, it's
like all the time.
Yeah. So what word of advice would you tell them? Varsity House is hiring, but no, but to say like, hey, like, go in on this thing. Like, what? Because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's Nick's gym or if it's Entrepreneurial or whatever it is. You know, what word of advice would you have for somebody on the fence?
This is exactly how I got started. If you have a vision of something more and you feel it and you think about it when you're at your job or when you're going to bed and it's you and yourself, and you envision something that you want to do or something that you want to be, we always get caught in paralysis by analysis. We want everything to be perfect. We want, what if this doesn't happen? Well, maybe I should wait until, fuck all that. Literally just start. How I got started is I picked up my phone and I made a video and I posted it, and that was it. Because once you have movement, you create momentum. And I think a lot of people are so scared to take that first step of movement without ever understanding the amount of momentum that can come from it. And I think
I love that.
It's true, man. It's like, just start. But to that point, and so this is where social media can get dangerous. If you're into social media and you're seeing all these guys on social media, look yourself in the mirror before all of this and say, is this what I really want? And if it's not what you really want, that's okay. Mm-hmm. You are not weak. You are not bad. You are not less than. A lot of social media portrays this thing that men have to be, women have to be, in order to be successful or in order to be something of value. When in all reality, we all are people of value. And you have to be honest with yourself before all of this, that if this isn't what you want, you will be fucking crushed. Because if it's not real in here, when it gets hard, you're going to go AWOL. And I think if you have the conviction and if you have the vision and if it itches, all you need to do is scratch it. And when I say scratch it, just start. But you have to be real with yourself beforehand, because there's a lot of bullshit out there that people listen to and then change like decisions or things about them because they think they have to be this person. Like for me, entrepreneurship is the only option for me. And I know that. But I also know that I'm not going to run 100 companies and be worth $1 billion. And I'm okay with that. I want to make an impact with the things that I love and as much as possible. But I'm not going to make more money or do more things just to prove to whoever or show to whoever that I'm X, right?
Or that you can.
Or that I can. Who gives a fuck?
Right.
If
social media is an ego.
Ego.
Game.
It's ego.
Huge ego.
It's 100% ego. And like, to show that I can, I know I can because
You've done it.
I've done it. Like,
yeah, you've done it.
You like confidence is evidence driven. Ego is fucking made up. That's a Brian Miles said that in the chat.
Well, I don't know who's in the chat. It's just random,
my bad,
random
fuck,
names.
my bad.
You're
my
like,
bad.
dude, I don't want you to know who's in the chat.
No, you don't need to know. But again, it's like, I think this is also too, Dan, why I see a lot of success when we make deals and we do business, because I make it very clear, and 50 Cent talks about this in the book. I make it very clear, not in a arrogant or cocky way at all. It's just in a very humble and truthful way. If this doesn't work out, that's okay, man. I'll be good. And I think
because you're betting on yourself.
Yeah, and the genuine nature and belief and conviction in myself, it flips the script. And like now I hold the power, quote unquote, because I don't need you. That sounds bad, but you get what I'm saying. It's like, if this works, amazing. We'll do great work together. We're gonna fucking help, and it's gonna be amazing. If it doesn't, that's okay. It's just
he
not our
talks
time.
about that when he dropped the album with Kanye West. He's like, we were going head to head, who could sell the most albums, and he lost. He's like, but did I lose?
Right.
He's like, no, I didn't lose because I created attention and I still did it my way.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that. So on that point, what is something that, this is self-serving, like what is something as an influencer that, couldn't be, like, people have this perception about influencers.
Yeah.
People have this perception about what followers can do for a business.
Yeah.
And to be honest, for a long time, like me personally, even with our gyms, is like, oh, fuck that. Like I want to be locally well-known, respected. Yeah. I want to give back to our local community, do what we do, and, let the chips fall where they may. Obviously, we've changed our tune because we realize, like, you have to have a digital footprint. And, like, 100%. If you just document the realness of what we do every day,
100%.
And the hero is the client here. It's not one person. And I think that's worked well with our brand. But what's one thing people might assume about being an influencer turned entrepreneur that couldn't be the furthest thing from the truth? Yeah.
I think it depends, too, because there are, like, some of the stereotypical influencers that are exactly what you may think they are, what I may think that they are. All these deals, right, and these ads and these partnerships with these big companies, and you see the videos, and it's like, and Nikki, like I do a golf series called Nikki Breaks 90. And people are like, oh, it must be nice, man. You get to golf and that's your job for the day. And I'm like, yeah, for sure. But out of that 5 hours, there was 80 of them before that where I had to go out, find a sponsor, sell it, meet, supply demographics, plan, shoot, schedule, hire, edit, review. It is, everyone just sees the pizza. But in the morning, it was grain and water. And so for me, the most common thing that's just misunderstood is like, oh, it must be nice to just make videos all day. Yeah. I make videos 4 times a month.
Mondays, right?
Every Monday, 4 times a month. And that's it. Every other day is like
setting it up.
You're sitting at a desk with a computer, like meetings, planning for the future, like pivoting, new ideas, creating.
It's like a movie. The movie shoots for 6 weeks, but it was in preparation for years. In
4 years.
Yeah.
One of my buddies is like, yeah, just got a show approved. I started the idea 4 years ago. Like, bro, and the show's not even filmed yet.
Right.
It's a lot. There's just so much that goes into it, and then take into account like I'm interested in a bunch of different things. So there's other legs of, and this is me specifically. There's other legs of the business that I'm always working on. So yeah, there's that. That's what I would say is like it's just there's a lot more, and it's not. I'm not saying it in like a woe is me, like oh, look at all this work I have to do. No, you have to assume that responsibility if you want to do something with this. But it's just I don't just click record.
So, what's next for Nick Cassano? You've got a lot of irons cooking, and I love the entrepreneurial spirit that you have. And when you're in the gym, we never really talk about skits. We talk about business. And that side of you. You're now showing to the world, and I love the entrepreneurism with the light and the interstellar music. I get fired up, and now we're shooting text messages back and forth about things that are, stoking the fire. But what's next for you? Is it movies? Is it working with movies? Is it helping other entrepreneurs? What does the future hold?
It always comes back to chasing the man. I have a vision of what I want my businesses to look like, and they're small, but they're big. They're boutique with the right people that are all fired up about a specific things, empowering the people internally and empowering the people externally in whatever it is that we go down. But I would really love to not be on the camera one day. And the only time I need to be on camera is by choice.
That's interesting because I don't think most people would think that about you.
Yeah, and because every time I wanted to be on the camera, and I love what I do. Like I love making the videos and stuff. But I love a lot of the other things a lot. And so all the reality, Dan, is like I have these visions for what I want, but I'm more focused on just becoming a better man and becoming a better leader and person every single day and chasing the man. And then one day, like, just things are kind of just going to fall where they will. I think, like, I don't set goals. I talked about that when I came down here. Like, I don't set goals because, like, there's been so many times I've achieved goals and I don't feel a fucking thing. And I'm like, why don't I feel anything? I'm so, like, this is where we're supposed to be, right? Like, and I find all the joy in the little moments and like
process.
Yeah, like I don't want to deviate from that. So the future for me, I want to walk into any supermarket, buy organic chicken, steak, fucking strip steaks, fucking flanks, all the like skirt steaks. I've been on a big skirt steak kick. I want to go home to a beautiful wife with a nice home where people, whether they're family or not, come over. I cook and we just have a great time, and I don't have to worry about reporting to my boss or when this is due or when that payment's due. And if I can become the right man for that, I think all the business success is just going to take care of itself.
I love that. We talk all the time with people at our events. you have to have, because you have to have anchors in your week. You talk about you don't have goals, but you have anchors.
100%.
Monday recording day. I'm sure you have certain meetings.
Yep.
You start your week with your clothes, your food, your training. Like, you are very disciplined, because what you've come to appreciate is the process.
I love it, bro. I love picking my outfits.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the process of getting prepared. It's like, you see a lot of athletes go through this. They'll go and they'll win the World Series or win the Super Bowl, and the next day it's fun, and then they go home and it's like, holy shit,
what else do I do?
What do I do now? And there's a huge letdown that players will talk about, and they want to go back to training for the next year. And that's why so many athletes, when the game gets taken from them, are lost.
100%. And it's funny you say that. My buddy, he's a professional athlete, and they're in the off season right now, and he just took like a financial literacy course, because he's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do. It's so crazy, because you grow up, right, and you see these guys and you see these successful people, and everyone talks about like winning and championships and all this sort of stuff, and like there is no difference. And this is gonna be a wild statement that I'm about to say. I felt more happy the next morning cracking eggs into the pan than I did at the field at Yankee Stadium doing my job when I threw out the first pitch. All the glory was in
the lead up,
me meeting the producer, getting to know him, getting to know the team, setting up this shot, putting on the outfit, the actual doing, the actual achievement. That's for everybody else, dude.
Right.
That's for everybody else. Everything else, the stuff that people don't see is my favorite part, and I am so blessed that I have that mindset, Dan, because I can never lose it. Like, and that's why I'm always finding new ways to improve my process and my routines and my interests, because all the other shit is supplementary. Like, if you were to give me, if you're like, we're gonna give you $100 million, you got to give us all your businesses, and that's gonna be the end of that. Then you go buy this place over here and hop on that jet. I'd be miserable.
Dude,
I don't know what am I gonna chase? What am I gonna get better at? Like, who am I gonna meet? I don't know. I'd probably donate it all and then start from scratch and try again.
I love that.
I don't, and again, it gives me chills, and I'm just so proud of myself for. And I don't say that in a cocky way, but I think it's important to have some sort of self-worth and conviction in yourself, like, that I do think this way, because there have been so many moments, Dan, like over the last 3 years, where if I didn't, I would have probably been lost, and I would have probably done some things that I would have regretted.
No, it's awesome, Nick. You should be super proud of what you've done so far. And
Thanks.
For the people listening to this that might only catch a glimpse of it, or a glimpse of just being able to see you and hear you, if you could give them, the billboard advice. You got one quote, they're driving by, you got one line for them. What are you going to tell them? They're trying to make it in fitness. They're trying to make it as an entrepreneur. You're trying to get them to catch some momentum. What are you going to tell them?
Catch some momentum. I tell them, delete social media. Have a small group of friends that you love. Believe in something, whether it's the Bible, whatever you want, that you could read every day. Journal to yourself. Keep positive thoughts. And fuck everybody else's opinions that doesn't feel right within you. And go get it. Because you get one shot at life, and tomorrow is not promised. And breath and opening up your eyes tomorrow is the greatest gift that we have, and you need to stay in that moment, because that's why they call it the present.
Awesome, man. So how can people connect?
Yeah,
fuck yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
That was fucking good.
Fuck yeah, clip that shit up, Dan. Clip that shit up,
you
bro.
That, man? You have the cell phone now. Dude, nice. How can people, Nick's going to be the keynote at the January 9th and 10th sales summit at Hotel Nyack, right in your backyard. Made it easy for you.
Yes, thank you.
But how can people do business with you? How can they support what you're doing?
Yeah, so if you want to join our newsletter, it's called The Creative Minute. You could go to my Instagram at entrepreniki and just click the link in the bio. You can join there, or you could go to nickynetworks.com and join for absolutely free to see the stuff that we put out there from, like, you know, we got Michael Chandler on there. We got a bunch of entrepreneurs that have made a lot of money, seen a lot of success in different categories. Mario Carbone owns Major Food Group and the biggest restaurant chains in the world.
Amazing restaurant.
Yeah, amazing. So that's where you can interact. You can go to nickicastmedia.com. I do one-on-ones, but I think I'm going to stop them as of right now because I got to kind of go into a little hibernation the next 2 months because I'm building out something pretty big. Just shoot me a follow, shoot me a message on there. And then if you want to laugh, you can always go to Nicky Cass and see the classics we got rolling on there.
No, this is awesome, Nick. Thank you so much for being on the Business of Strength. And thank you guys for tuning in. This is the Business of Strength podcast. Peace out.